Welcome you guys to my NFL Week 7 recap. Last week I don't want to talk about last week's record. I had 6-8. I only got 6 of the games right. 8 were wrong, but that's predictable in the NFL. So 6-8 last week for week 6. Going on to week 7 of the NFL, we had last night's game, Saints versus the Cardinals. Before I start, we had Christian McCaffrey got traded to the 49ers yesterday for a couple of draft picks to the Panthers in 2023, and what happened early in the week, and it was Robbie Anderson got traded to the Cardinals. He started last night, and DeAndre Hopkins, he started his first game of the season against the Saints. So Saints and Cardinals. Cardinals won, so this week will start to a great start. More than 0-1 in the picks this week. The Cardinals got the job done, and they was minus 2.5 on the spread. The Saints was plus 2.5. We all know that the Saints have defensive issues, but the Cardinals got the job done. Going on to the early Sunday games with the Ravens to the Browns. I'm gonna go for the Ravens minus 6.5. Then we have the Panthers versus the Bucs. I know I said last week the Bucs were gonna win and then they lost to the Steelers, but I'm gonna say again the Bucs minus the 11. Falcons and the Bengals. I'm gonna say give me the Bengals minus 6.5. Lions versus Cowboys. The Lions were on a bye week last week. They're coming back this week. Cowboys are coming back from that defeat against the Eagles last week. But again, I think the Cowboys are going to get a win. Minus the 7 for the Cowboys. Giants versus Jags. Trevor Lawrence has been really struggling this year in the passing game. But again, you look at the Giants on the other hand. They're now 5-1, 6-1 now. I'm gonna say Giants plus the 3. We have the Colts versus the Titans. I'm gonna have the Titans minus 2. Then we have the Packers versus the Commanders. The only thing, the bit of report on the injury news side of things is that Carson Wentz is injured, so Tyler Hickory is starting. Why is Sam Howell not starting? I don't know, but again, I know Sam Howell was drafted in the 3rd round, and again, I haven't watched any of Sam Howell in the college game, but at least see what you have with Sam Howell, and you know, you can lose 6 or 7 games, but again, see what you have with this young quarterback. I mean, the Carson Wentz experiment's gone. But for this pick, I'm going to go for the Packers minus the 5. The late Sunday games, Broncos versus Jets. Thank God that this is not on prime time. The Broncos are not on prime time. I know the network have got a hard on for having Russell Wilson been on prime time. Again, you've got to ask yourself, why was Russell Wilson on the trade market in the summer? And not many teams were in for Russell Wilson. You know, that's kind of a red flag there. Like, not many teams were in for him. The Broncos paid a shit ton of money to get him, and then the returns, they're getting a very small return back for that trade. And Nathaniel Hack's, again, his first head coaching job in the NFL. Him as a head coach, again, the returns on him ain't good so far either. So, again, if this doesn't work out this season, there's a lot of questions in that Broncos front office, like, why the hell did we waste all this trade for Russell Wilson when we could have got a quarterback in the draft class, or we could have waited for 2023 and got a quarterback, or we could have gone in the free agency, got somebody like that. But anyway, the Giants, I'm going to say the Jets plus the 1. Then with the Raiders versus the Texans. Texans had a bye week. The Raiders had a bye week. Raiders minus the 7. Then we had the Seahawks versus the Chargers. The Chargers, I've seen in their when I've watched them this season, they have the problem with stopping the run of the play. Again, Geno Smith, he's done good in that secondary quarterback position this season. But I'm going to say the Chargers minus the 6. We had the Chiefs versus the 49ers. It's Jimmy G versus Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to say the Chiefs minus the 2.5. Dolphins versus Steelers. I think Tua's going to be back for this game, but if I'm the Dolphins front office, I wouldn't rush him coming back because again, that was the problem you had last time. Like he was completely concussed in that Bills game. You brought him back the week later. He wasn't ready. I know he's been out for 2 weeks now, but again, maybe start him on the bench this week. And then you could have like a Teddy Bridgewater who can start in the game. But I'm going to say Dolphins -7. You have the Monday night game with the it's going to be Bears football. It's going to be the Patriots. Oh my God. Why does nobody on the network? Nobody wants to see Bears football. The Patriots have been mid this year, but again, if I look at Justin Fields' development, which head coach should he be under? If it's Eberflus or Bill Belichick, he should have been under Bill Belichick because even Bill Belichick makes a third-rate quarterback and Bailey Zapp a good quarterback. And I just think if Justin Fields was drafted in that 2021 class to New England, I think he would have been, his development would have been a lot better than it is now, and he wouldn't have been doing any Bears football. But anyway, leave you guys' thoughts in the comments, and I'll put my picks in the description box. Peace, guys.